16 fighting machines. In a fearsome knockout competition. Over the past 4 weeks, we've cut the competition in half from 16 down to 8. Now our surviving machines will enter the arena in a series of do-or-die knockout matches. Win 3 and you can claim the title of 2020 champion. This is Robot Rumble. Welcome to the Rumble Zone and to the finale of Robot Rumble 2020. Yes, that's right, by the end of the night we'll have crowned ourselves a Grand Champion. But before we do that, we have 8 rip-roaring battles that will do the robotic equivalent of separating the men from the boys. Let's take a look at the bracket. As you can see, the top 4 seeds have been kept apart and we have some very tasty looking matchups to come. First up, however, our number 4 seed Witch Doctor takes on newcomers Bite Force. Let's see how both machines have got this far. From California, Bite Force. Bite Force got off to a terrible start in Group A, driving straight into the pit against 8th seed the Alien. They recovered well though, sending the swarm skittering and scattering back to the hive it came from. They then followed that up with a great performance against defending champions Fury in the final group battle, shoving them into the pit of oblivion and qualifying for the finals after their performances were ranked more impressive than the Aliens. They'll be relying on their vertical spinner and wedgelets to get under the competition and dominate fights. We know they more than have the potential to be a possible Grand Champion. From Florida, Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor got off to a strong start in Group B, taking the wind and some wheels out of Stormforce. Their bid to qualify for the finals, however, took a slight bump in round 2, when Minotaur ripped them up and spat them out into the pit of oblivion. They recovered well though, toppling the topsy-turvy Spider to bag a place in the grand final, taking 2nd place in the group. After redesigning their machine completely, Witch Doctor will be looking to get at least as far as they did in the pilot. A win here is therefore essential for the 4th seeds. So here we are, our first quarter-final. Let's head down to the arena.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So it's the newcomers Bite Force that looked incredibly impressive during Group A against the number 4 seeds from the pilot, Witch Doctor. Both machines coming together here, big slam, and Witch Doctor very close to that pit already. Gotta watch out, boys. They're looking to put a spell on Bite Force, but the newcomers, we know they've been very impressive so far, and they're pushing Witch Doctor now towards the pit, and they're ever so close here. Witch Doctor's using that, getting pushed by the 4-wheel drive of Bite Force. They're ever so close, both robots hanging over, and Bite Force takes the win here. Witch Doctor pushed here with the power of the 4-wheel drive, and they got ever so close, both machines here on this replay. Look at that, it's a real tug of war. But then the wheels started hanging out over the edge. Bite Force very nearly in themselves, but Witch Doctor end up in the pit.
Cease.
The 4th seeds fall. Bite Force continues its journey towards the grand final, taking the first spot in the semi-finals. Next, we'll find out who will join them, newcomers Bronco or last year's runners-up, Impulse. Let's see how the teams got here. From California, Bronco. Bronco came and saw and conquered during Group C. First, they threw Seed 3 Royal Pain sky high before beating a barely functioning blacksmith in round 2. They made it 9 points out of a possible 9 when Beta was shunted down into the deep, dark pit of despair, giving Bronco top spot and a place in the finals. A phenomenal flipper that many would say progressed from one of the easier groups of the competition. I say you can only beat what's in front of you, and we'll see what Bronco are truly made of in this knockout competition. From Derby, Impulse. Impulse had a point to prove in Group D, but it wasn't a vintage performance from the Palette event runners-up. They got lucky against Sharkbite, who was so close to sending them to Davy Jones' locker before falling in themselves in round 1. Then, in round 2, Impulse had a dance of death against Tombstone, a dance that Impulse ultimately lost. They pull it together for their final fight against Dietor, who with a big slam they sent back to Island via the Pit of Oblivion. The second seeds need to pick themselves up if they're going to get anywhere near close to emulating their success from the pilot. We know they have the ability to put in those better performances as well. It's time for our second quarter-final. Can Bronco upset the apple cart and beat the second seeds? Let's go down to the arena to find out.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So Bronco out of their corner really quickly, and Impulse will get up to speed, but Bronco has box rushed them. That's a tactic that will get them to slow down that spinner early on. Bronco pushing in here. Remember, they've got 3 wins out of 3 so far, whereas Impulse did lose to Tombstone, who are also in this knockout tournament. They also qualified. We'll see them very shortly. But right now, the big flipper of Bronco is dancing around Impulse and firing the flipper there. And there we go, a piece of armour of Impulse just flew away. There it goes, off out of the arena. And in comes Bronco, looking to sniff. Impulse stuck in the corner, in trouble! And over goes Impulse. Bronco with the flip, it's party trick. We've seen it do it in the group stage, and it's done it here in the quarterfinals. And we know from the pilot that Impulse has no Shremek. And they are going to be counted out here, just like they were in the pilot grand final against Fury, the flipper. They've been knocked out by another flipper here.
2, 1.
Cease.
Well, Bronco haven't finished here. They're coming in for some afters, flipping Impulse against the arena wall. Are they going for the out of the arena? Yes, they are, and out goes Impulse. Out of the arena. Bronco showing a message of intent to the other competitors. Our first semi-final is set. The newcomers Bronco and Biteforce will be squaring off for a place in the grand final. Our attention now switches, however, to the other side of the bracket, and we start with the defending champions Fury taking on 5th seed Minotaur. Let's see how the bots got this far.
From Nottingham, Fury.
Fury navigated its group at a steady but not spectacular pace. First they dispatched the Swarm with the first 2 out of the arena flips in Robot Rumble history. They then toppled the Alien over in round 2 with ease. They then lost to the impressive Biteforce, but they did cause some damage to the American machine before falling foul of its pushing ability. This is the bot that everyone wants to beat, but besides its late group stage wobble, it's barely broken sweat yet.
From Brazil, Minotaur.
After Bronco, this is the only other unbeaten machine in this year's Robot Rumble. First they tangled with the Spider, but eventually pitted the walking machine. They then chewed on Witch Doctor before shoving them into the pit in round 2. They rounded out the group by blowing Stormforce away in about 30 seconds. We've yet to see the full power of the drum, but like Fury, I get the sense this machine is only just getting started. Both these machines looking to step up a gear here in our third quarter-final. Let's head down to the arena to see who will grab that semi-final spot.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So the defending champions in this knockout battle here. Remember, lose and you go home, and already a great flip there from the defending champions Fury. They've thrown Minotaur onto their back. Now in theory, Minotaur should be able to run both ways up. They're not moving too fantastically right now, although they have now. They are away. They are moving. They're upside down, which means the drum spinner is going to be spinning the wrong way here. Both machines just struggling for control right now. Fury not the quickest machine across the arena, and they've thrown Minotaur again there, and then a piece of armour has actually come off of Fury. As we can look on this replay, a great shunt and a great flip there on Minotaur, and then the armour just smashed away. They've done lots of repairs to their armour this season, Fury, but it's not actually helped them this season. They're still losing it as much as they did in the pilot. Minotaur now slamming into the wheel, which is now exposed here of Fury's, taking a long while to turn there, and they're going to look to throw Minotaur. Not quite as good as the first two flips, but they're on point here, and whoa, look at the disco dancing there from Minotaur. A flip from Fury, and Minotaur spinning and gyro dancing on its side, and the top panel has come off. Both these machines in a bruising encounter here, and I think Fury's actually caught here on Minotaur's top plate. Oh, they're away. Oh, they've almost gone down the pit though. And now Minotaur is stuck on their own top plate. How embarrassing. Trying to spin and get themselves off. They have done now. This is a bruising encounter here in this third quarter final of Robot Rumble. And they've thrown Minotaur again. And Fury, I would say, are in the ascendancy here. Another throw there into Minotaur, who are ramming and pushing back here against Fury, who... Are they moving? Fury, hello. Minotaur has rammed into Fury here. And I think they're stuck together. Both machines, I think, are locked in a deadly embrace here. And I think they're being double count-outed here. And this is going to require some interesting decision-making from the judges here.
Cease.
So both machines stuck together.
Both of them could simultaneously die.
Move. Minotaur wins.
Well, there you have it. Minotaur and Fury counted out simultaneously, but upon a review of movement, Minotaur have progressed to the semi-finals. The champions have fallen, meaning we'll have a new champion on Robot Rumble. That will surely be a big boost for everyone involved, including both Royal Pain and Tombstone, who are battling next for that final place in the semi-final. Let's see how both of those machines have got this far.
From Buckinghamshire, Royal Pain.
Royal Pain got off to a horrid start in Group C, thrown over by Bronco and counted out. They then set about revitalising themselves, first with a hard-fought win over Beta in round 2, which they followed up with another hard-fought battle against Blacksmith, in which the New Jersey machine broke down, leaving Royal Pain free to deal out some deadly axe blows. Despite being third seeds, I always feel like Royal Pain goes under the radar. A win here against Tombstone would surely elevate their prestige in Robot Rumble.
From California, Tombstone.
The destructive blade of Tombstone scored major damage throughout Group D, first buckling the front wedge of Dietor, but despite that, Dietor still shunted the big bar spinner into the pit. It meant that Tombstone had to qualify the hard way, first beating seed number 2 Impulse, before smashing Sharkbite to bits in round 3 and qualifying in style. Tombstone is a machine that's always had potential, but never quite lived up to it. Knocked out at the quarterfinal stage last year, a win here would surely put those demons to bed. So, our final quarter-final. Who will win and claim a spot against Minotaur? Let's head down to the arena to find out.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Hold on everyone, this could be carnage. I've been waiting for this fight. I think this one's got the most damage potential. That hammer of Royal Pain has caused many damages to flat tops in the past, and they've already caused damage to Tombstone. That axe straight in there. Off comes the top panel of Tombstone, and that spinning blade. Look at that, carving chunks out of the front wedge. And I think Tombstone could also cause damage here to those exposed sides of Royal Pain, and they're doing just that. Just as I predicted, bits and pieces flying everywhere. First that piece, whee, across the arena, and then that piece as well comes off of Royal Pain, who is still swinging that hammer down like nobody's business, as Royal Pain also rips a back bit there off of Tombstone. Both machines still moving though, despite the damage. It's only cosmetic, and Tombstone very nearly near that pit that Royal Pain could use the wedge to scoop in underneath and push the spinner into the pit. Both machines now caught by the arena wall. Royal Pain bringing the axe down. Rhythmically on top, that's going to be causing some damage to Tombstone, to the internals there, because there's no armor plating on top now, and Tombstone is spinning around like a madman, a mad machine. Now a little bit of a rest here in the fight. Both machines just trying to figure themselves out. Royal Pain still firing that axe, and now Tombstone is being pushed towards the pit! And they're in. And Royal Pain are through to the semi-finals. Here's the replay. You can see they get that wedge underneath, caught just perfectly enough, and the shove and the push halfway across the arena into the pit.
Cease.
So there you have it, our final four confirmed. The two experienced machines, the drum spinner of Minotaur, will be taking on the axe of Royal Pain. But first, the battle of the newcomers, as Bite Force and Bronco go head to head, a place in the final on the line.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Bronco out like a flash, as is Bite Force. Both of these machines, newcomers to this series, but they've both been incredibly impressive so far. And already, Bite Force in underneath the flipper and ripping a panel off and shoving Bronco into this near side corner. Bite Force on top. They've got that four-wheel drive and that low wedged body, and I always thought it might be a case of who could get underneath who, and oh, a bit of armor's gone flying. An uncharacteristic armor loss for Bite Force. Look at that, the little wedgelet whee across the arena. Both machines losing pieces as it stands. Bronco trying to get the flip in. And both these machines wounded already in this semi-final. Both these machines got nothing to lose. Both of them newcomers. Both of them 2 wins away from immortality. And oh, what a flip there from Bronco. Over goes Bite Force. Slammed in underneath. Bang. Flipped. But Bite Force recovers immediately. They're completely fine upside down. We've never seen a machine who looks so capable upside down. And Bite Force are moving around and looking still kind of deadly. They're near the arena wall now, and Bronco goes to flip, and oh, Bronco's gone! Bronco's gone and done it! Bite Force thrown out of the arena, and Bronco have cemented themselves in the final. What a flip! What a flip! What a flip! Bronco in the final.
Cease.
Hold on a second. I need to catch my breath. What a fight, and what a moment. Bronco in the final. Who will join them? Seed 5, Minotaur, or Seed 3, Royal Pain? Let's find out.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Both these machines are in uncharted territory. Both these machines faced each other in the pilot, and already some damage here caused by Minotaur, who are looking to overcome the defeat they suffered last time, and that was Arja's decision. But already Royal Pain causing damage, ripping a panel off here of Minotaur. There it goes, skittering across the arena. And both these machines looking to get into the final, and Royal Pain pushing Minotaur into the corner here, and Minotaur in trouble here, boxed into the corner, and they can't get away in the lair of Royal Pain, and Minotaur have escaped now, but Royal Pain, I would say, are completely on top of this fight so far. Minotaur not getting that spinner up to speed, and the top panel of Minotaur is gone, and Minotaur are in the pit. Royal Pain slamming, banning, and whamming Minotaur, who, instead of looking like a bull, looking like a whimpering puppy in the pit. Royal Pain in the final.
Cease.
Oh, they've driven into the pit. So there we have it, our final confirmed Bronco against Royal Pain. But before we do that, it's time for the battle for bronze, the third place playoff, Bite Force versus Minotaur. Who will salvage some pride? Let's find out.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So both these machines will be disappointed to not be in the final, but there is a chance for a bronze medal, a third place at Robot Rumble. That is nothing to be sorry for, and already Minotaur losing the top panel. They really need to bolt that down better next year. Bite Force right now on top, slamming Minotaur into that corner, but both machines away into the centre of the arena. Minotaur very nearly near that pit, and both machines battling now into the corner, and now just sort of nibbling at each other at the front ends. Bite Force turns around here trying to push, but Minotaur, that's a great slam, and into the pit go Bite Force.
Cease.
Well, it almost seemed as if Minotaur pushed them and then they just thought, I can't really be bothered, and drove in themselves. What an... Oh, Minotaur, for God's sake. Minotaur picking up the bronze medal, but now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for, the final of Robot Rumble 2020. But before we do battle, let's quickly see how the teams have done so far tonight. Bronco, first up, flipped over Impulse, who couldn't self-right, and then they chucked the second seeds out of the arena, and they followed that up with an amazing flip against Bite Force. Royal Pain, meanwhile, laid the smack down on Tombstone, firing that axe several times, knocking all the panels off, and then shoving the bar spinner into the pit. They then followed that up with a rematch against Minotaur. These two machines fought before, and the outcome this time was actually more emphatic than the first time they met in the pilot. A knockout win for Royal Pain. A quick thing to note about the two, they have already met in this year's Robot Rumble, Bronco winning with this flip. But that could all mean nothing, as we are ready now for the grand final of Robot Rumble.
It is the grand final.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So it's already been stated, these two machines have met before, but that doesn't mean anything. Royal Pain, it was their first fight of the year, as it was Bronco's, and now both these machines have been battle-hardened by the battles they've fought since. They've both done incredibly well to get here, and we just know that whoever wins will be a deserving champion of 2020, as Royal Pain causes some early damage here, ripping matte front panel off of Bronco, sends it skittering away, bang, hammer blow, and both these machines are sizing each other up. Bronco not yet fired its flipper, it's waiting for the perfect moment, and there it is! Royal Pain flipped over, and surely Bronco are gonna be your 2020 champion. Bronco lining up the flip here, and out of the arena goes Royal Pain, and Bronco have won it. They are your champion.
Cease.
Well, let's have a look at this flip. The winning flip was a little bit earlier, but this one, the coup de grace, as Bronco wins the championship. So congratulations to Bronco from California, your Robot Rumble 2020 champion. A shout out to Royal Pain from Buckinghamshire and Minotaur from Brazil, your second and third place respectively. We'll see you next year for some more Robot Rumble. Thank you very much for watching throughout all of this season. Goodbye.